Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Early Career Academic. On this channel, I explore how I use the Passion Planner to set personal and professional goals. Since it is a new year and these roadmap videos are fairly popular, I would say, I am going to just reintroduce myself to those of you who know me already, but also for folks who are new. I am an academic, as I said. I'm also a wife, a mom to a 1-year-old little girl and a kitty cat, and also to become a mom to a little boy starting in March. Well, March 4th is the due date. We'll see what happens. I am an associate professor of English in a DMV institution, and I am a teacher scholar. So a lot of what you're finding on this channel is me trying to balance my teaching obligations with my scholarship, with my motherhood, and so on and so forth. So that's a little context for y'all who are new, and maybe just to sort of like overview for those of you who've been around for a little while. So in this video, I'm going to create my passion roadmap for the 2024 year. I'm also going to show you the roadmap that I did 6 months ago and explain kind of a little bit, just briefly, about how Passion Planner encourages you to do goal setting with the Passion Roadmap and how I've been using it over the years. I do have a Passion Roadmap video specifically where I show you all the roadmaps I've done over the course of using a Passion Planner, starting way back when I was a grad student, and kind of going over whether I actually met the goals that I had set in those roadmaps. So I am going to try to remember to link it in the description of this video, but you can always look at it in the roadmap, or maybe it's the goals playlist. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your subscriptions and your thumbs up, and also for using my affiliate link and discount code in the description of this video. The backdrop here is my laptop. This is my laptop with all of my little laptop stickers, but only because I don't have anywhere to put the laptop right now, so it's just here. It is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So this is my brand new planner, 2024. I love the marble cover. This isn't one of the new planners, but it's just a planner that I love. So you do you. I love marble. I'm weirdly attracted to it. Before I get into the new roadmap, though, I do want to show you the roadmap from my old planner, my 2023 planner. So at the beginning of every Passion Planner, there is a Passion Roadmap. They ask you to fill out to help you like visualize, how you want to spend your time and what goals you want to meet. And then about 6 months in, they give you another roadmap. So you can check in with your first roadmap and see how you did and make some adjustments, change some things if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this one because it's the one I've been working off of for the last 6 months, and then set up my new one for 2024. So over here, just a brief overview. Passion Planner gives you 4 areas for the main roadmap. In the middle is where you put today's date, the date that you're putting the map together. And then over here is lifetime. So what they're encouraging you to do is to think about, what do you want for your life? For me, I definitely go pretty meta with this, in terms of like, I want to be a teacher scholar and a good mom and so on and so forth. But you can be more discreet about this. Like in your life, you want to have traveled to every country in the world or something like that. It can definitely be more specific than I interpret it to be. But this is like, what do you want for your life, like in a long-term sense? And then over here is 3 years. So within the next 3 years, what do you want to accomplish? It can be related to the lifetime goals that you have, or can be, again, more specific or not super closely related to your lifetime goals. I personally like to make everything I'm kind of doing here to link up to some aspect of the lifetime goals. And I'll explain more about that later when I set up my new map. But that's 3 years. And this is 1 year. Within 1 year, what do you want to accomplish? And they have in here printed 3 months, but I change it to 6 months because it aligns more closely with a semester schedule, and that just works better for me. So normally this would say 3 months, but I've changed it to 6 months. And they want you to write down the dates, like what exact date is 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 3 years from now, because it's supposed to help you like get a real sense of how much actual time that is, and in theory encourage you to set like more realistic goals that you could meet in that time frame. And then over here, they ask you to take one of the goals from this map and break it down. This is your game changer goal. It's the goal that will have the most impact on your life. And you put the goal here, you put the due date for that goal underneath it, and then you break down the steps you need to do to achieve that goal. So in this last roadmap that I did, the game changer goal was to submit my minimal computing manuscript to a special collection that I was asked to be a part of, and or that I got accepted to. And so I created these like minor steps, and as you can see, I highlighted the ones that I did. I didn't end up getting feedback from my writing group, unfortunately, because of the way the timing worked out. But I did submit this manuscript. So that was my game changer goal. And what Passion Planner encourages you to do is when you set up a month, this is the month of July, and you go down here and you put like goals that you have for that month, or tasks and goals that you have for that month. They ideally want you to come here to this map and see like, what did I say I wanted to do with my time? Okay, what could I tackle about that in this particular month? And in theory, that's how you inch towards, meeting the goals that you've set for yourself. And then when you set up a week, you visit the month, you see what you said you wanted to do this month, and you make time for it in the week, right? So that's kind of how they want you to be using this map. But people do very different things with these maps. You don't have to follow the Passion Planner model, but I find it particularly helpful, which is why I've stuck with the Passion Planner goal setting system. Even though there are a lot of options out there for goal setting. So let's take a look at how I actually did. As I said, I met this goal. I met this the manuscript goal here, which is awesome. And then within 6 months of July 1st, which is when I created this map, I told myself that I would like to take a trip to California. That didn't happen because we bought a house instead. It just, between the move and the holidays and everything, the California trip was not practical. My mom did make it to go visit my grandma, but we didn't end up going with her this time. So that didn't happen for good reasons ultimately. But it was, I had taken a new home off the map because it was, honestly, it was depressing me a little that we were just struggling so much to meet that goal. And then of course it happened. It's how it goes sometimes. Finished my daughter's baby book and her little like video compilation. That definitely didn't happen in this last 6 months, but I am hoping to get it done before my son arrives so that that's like taken care of, because once he's here, it's unlikely that I will meet that goal. Host my daughter's first birthday party. Yes, we did that. Luckily, we had kind of a break in the back-to-back illnesses that we had that month to be able to have her birthday, which was great. Here, I wanted to restart composting. That's still like a goal that we have, but we moved. And we're trying to decide, do we want to do our own composting in like a composter in the backyard, or do we want to hire it out as a service? Because I have a newborn coming my way soon, I'm just not going to pile on right now, but it is something that I do want to do at some point. I just need to I need to manage my own expectations and what I'm able to focus on at any one time. Make a will. Yes, you guys, if you've been following this channel, know I have been trying to get that done for probably almost the entire year of 2023. Didn't happen. As you can see, it's not highlighted. It is moving with me to this year's goals, and ideally before my son arrives. So it's on there. It's going to be on the maternity leave to-do list. Submit edited collection for review. This got delayed because I had some contributors who really needed extra time, and because I didn't realize until almost too late that I needed to have the book in print ready form to submit it for external review. I honestly thought I could compile the chapters and send them as is, for the external review part, and then I would be asked to get it in print ready form, but that's not how it works. So I needed a little more time to put an index together and stuff like that. So this was through no fault of my own that this wasn't ready, but I will be moving that off my desk before my son comes also. So a lot of these goals, at least 3 of these, will happen before my son arrives. but you'll see them appear on the next roadmap. Then for the 1 year, complete home punch list. Yes, we completed the home punch list for the place we sold because we needed to. We were selling it. So that happened. And then these ones, get Freya swim lessons, publish the edited collection, which will happen before July next year. Start a new writing project and visit Portugal. Before July 1st of this year, 2024, the only thing on this list that's going to happen, in theory, is publishing the collection, because that's got its own timeline. I don't anticipate starting a new writing project between now and July, only because I will have my son in March, and it just seems like an unlikely prospect for me to start a new writing project when I'm adjusting to newborn life. And then visiting Portugal isn't probably going to happen, also because we're meeting up with my family in Ireland in June. So we're going to see my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece who live in Portugal, but in Ireland, not in Portugal. So, and then Freya swim lessons. My thinking was to have her in swim lessons for the winter season, so that by the time summer rolled around, she would feel very comfortable in whatever body of water we could get her into. I just don't know how I'm gonna make that happen right now with the move and everything. But I'm going to look into it at least and see what's available in her age group and how much it costs and stuff like that. So I haven't abandoned that, but I'm not sure it's a priority at the moment. And then 3 years, this is my 40th birthday party, which will happen before July 1st. Will it happen? Yes, it's happening, not this year, but next year. It's something on my radar. And then apply for research leave. We'll see. There's some interesting things happening in my life on the work front. So it's definitely, if I get the opportunity, I will apply for it. Do a community writing project. Yes, I would love to do that. It's still potentially a goal of mine. And definitely rebooting my community engaged teaching. That probably won't happen until the fall of 2025, if I'm being honest, unless some other changes occur between now and then. So we'll see. But that's basically where we're at in terms of, the roadmap. So this is all to say that, if you didn't meet all the goals in your roadmap, don't stress about it. I don't anymore. There's some big life things I've wanted to happen for so long, and I kept putting them on the map and kept putting them on the map and kept putting them on. And then I'd get very discouraged and dispirited when they wouldn't happen. So I'd take them off and then they would happen. But that's not to say that you shouldn't, try to utilize your map as much as possible to help yourself see where your time is going. Is it going toward the things you want to be doing? Is it not? And why not? I think is the benefit of this. So that's a little update on how that map turned out for the last half of 2023. So we're going to go ahead and set up the new roadmap in my new planner. Now, for the sake of time, I did kind of think this through a little bit, and I picked out some stickers. These stickers are from the New Year, New Goals sticker book. So I just found a sheet that I really liked, and I'm going to decorate a little bit once I have my goals on here. So let me get out I need my whiteout, and this is my G2 Pilot pen. It's one of my favorite pens at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and just white out the 3 months because I'm going to change it to 6 months like I always do. And put today's date. For the sake of consistency, I just put, 1/1, even though it's technically past the 1st. And then I just think through 6 months from that. So this would be June 30th. And 1 year. $2027. It's just crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. Okay, so I popped my dates on there, And then I'm going to start with lifetime. So I always start here because it does help me have clarity around the other things I want to do in the other increments of time. And for the most part, these have stayed the same if you followed this channel. But I've, in some cases, adjusted the descriptions or added or deleted things. And the first thing I'd like for my lifetime is to be engaged with the community or with various communities. That looks different. It can look very different depending on what community I'm talking about. But to me, having engagement with community is really important. So I do it in work, I do it in life. It invigorates me. So I want to, make sure that I'm making time for that I'm spending some of my time at least on that. The next one is to be a teacher scholar. So finding a way to balance those obligations, those work obligations, and making sure that I'm making some time for research and writing. And the next one is I want to be a good mom. And I'm putting this qualifier here because, I am a mom, regardless of how I spend my time, apart from just keeping my child alive. I want to be a good mom, though. I want to, take time and think about the developmental phases they're going through and, try to give them like a really good life that's, interesting, stimulating, also, but not like overstimulating. Like I want to put some thought into it. The next one is to cultivate a support network. So that sounds maybe a little weird to put to frame the way that I'm maintain friendships and things like that. But I was trying to find an umbrella way of describing be a good daughter, a good friend, a good colleague, and so on and so forth. I didn't want to list out all those roles necessarily, so I decided to do support network because after having a kid, that's exactly what it is. And they, obviously they don't exist just to support me. That's why I have it on here, is because I want to make sure that I maintain friendships with friends, with colleagues, with my family. So spending time to that effect is important to me. And then the next lifetime goal is to maintain a sense of creativity. I am a creative person by nature. I like to do creative things, whether that's, baking, party planning, more traditional crafts. I definitely grew up with creative grandmothers in particular. One was an artist and one was a seamstress. So I think it's just in my blood. This channel is one way that I do creative. It's not maybe the most creative channel there is, or creative accounts, but it is one way that I have a creative outlet. But I would like to amp that up a little bit, just find ways to inject it more fully. And I think one of the reasons my husband and I really wanted a single family home is so that we could do things like gardening and composting and, baking and, things that was just hard to do in a smaller, condo space. And then the last one is traveling. It has become less of a priority since before the pandemic. I mean, I tell you this every time I set up a roadmap, but there was a period where we really couldn't afford to travel a lot. Then the pandemic happened. Then we became parents and so on and so forth. But I don't want to drop it entirely. And we are going to Ireland this coming year. So it's not like we don't have plans to that effect, but I do want to find ways to make it work for us in moving forward. So it's just on there to remind myself of that. Okay, now let's move to the 3 years. So this is the most underdeveloped one because I think I have I had a little bit of a roadblock because there's so much unknown about what my life will look like once my son is here. And 3 years it's both a little short and a little long in terms of thinking what exactly do I want to do in the next 3 years. Also, there's some big question marks hanging over my professional life at the moment. So there's just a lot of uncertainty. I had a lot easier time thinking about the 1 year and the 6 months. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and maybe return to the 3 year if I have like an inspiration, a brainstorm. So within the next year, what I would like to do is I would like to find a new normal for having two kids under 2 years old. I'm a little anxious about finding a way or like figuring that out. I know it's going to happen one way or another, but I think if I put it on here, I'm more likely to kind of prioritize it and not try to overcomplicate other aspects of my life while I am figuring it out. So I'm putting it on here for that reason. One of the things I'd like to do within this year is quit the admin team. So luckily no one I know watches this. Well, no one I know at work watches this channel. But I just don't see a way forward on this team. The reason I'm even still on it is because I didn't want to shake anything up in the current calendar year, 2024, while I'm becoming a mom again and all of that. I wanted to kind of like toe the line and maintain status quo for now. But it's definitely, I think, a huge like burden that I need to shake off at some point. So within the year, I think by the end of, by the end of 2024, I will be leaving the admin team one way or another. One thing I would like to pick up in the new year is to volunteer. We already have done like a little bit of this through our church, but I would like to do more of it. So, that just requires me to kind of pay attention to the bulletins and see like when the volunteering events are, and if I have the wherewithal of time to take my daughter to the food pantry. Mondays are easier because it's mostly just sorting the food into categories. So there are things that I can do even with her there if, we get it together and we actually make it to the volunteering event. And in fact, when I was brainstorming, I did develop a new writing project. So I don't anticipate doing this obviously when I'm like in postpartum mode, but because this is the whole calendar year, the whole 2024, I do feel like I need to find something at least by the fall to write about, because I don't want to lose like complete momentum. So that's on there for sure. I just thought of something for a 3-year goal, and that is design a grad class, which you've seen before if you follow this channel, but I just haven't had the opportunity to teach one, but I think designing one would be great. And then that way, when I do get the opportunity, it will be ready to go. So within 6 months, a priority is, I'm going to say generically, health, and add postpartum, because the kind of health goals you have in postpartum, sorry, I'm a little like congested, are very different than your typical health goals. So there's, the mental health piece is very important. There's the overpressure women place on themselves to lose baby weight and so on and so forth. I don't have that problem personally because I'm already carrying extra weight, and I typically lose weight after I have a baby. But there were some things after Freya's birth that I, now realize would have been helpful from a physical recovery standpoint that I would like to make sure I'm making time for. I'm putting down also traveling to Ireland. That's happening, but it's definitely something happening within the next 6 months. Within the next 6 months, I actually need to prep for the arrival of my son. His room is not at all ready for him, and neither are we ready in a general sense. I did just order my breast pump, and I have one, obviously from Freya. That was not that long ago, but I wanted to get a wearable hands-free one, and I'm qualified for one because of him anyway, so I just ordered that, which makes me feel like I'm inching towards prep for him. I'm going to go ahead and put here maternity leave goals. Now, this might seem like a cop-out because I'm not listing them out here on the map, but I'm going to have a separate list of these in the back of my planner. In the interest of saving space, I'm just going to put that there. But these include submitting the edited collection, putting a teaching portfolio together for my award, and things like, completing our will, as I mentioned, the baby book and the video, that kind of stuff. So there's some goals I have for before Archer arrives that I would like to accomplish. And then also I would like to visit my friend in another state. Before my son comes. Is kind of like our last little road trip before he gets here. And then I'm putting this down even though this already happened. Hosting New Year's Day brunch. And these types of things, when I put down like hosting parties, planning parties, that kind of thing, to me does contribute to this support network lifetime goal and creative goal. So 2 for 1, because I do like baking, cooking, hosting, party planning, and I like that it brings my friends together, together with myself, but also with each other. So I did do that, which feels nice to have one right out of the gate. And then the last one on here are some home projects. Now, there are some things that my husband and I are attempting to complete before my son arrives, but there's going to be an ongoing list. Anytime you become a homeowner, and especially the homeowner of a single family home, it's a running list, right? So I'm just putting it on here with the idea of getting kind of some of the major things out of the way before Archer comes, and then chipping away at some of the other stuff, but not putting too much pressure on myself to like finish the list, right? Just putting it on there as, as a reminder that we have home projects we have to think about. So that's pretty much everything that I brainstormed before the video. 3 years, again, it's just a little vague and hard for me to like picture. I do have my 40th birthday. I'll re-add that, like make a plan for that of some kind. So I'm adding that here to my roadmap as well. But there's some of what I'm thinking in the 3-year time frame depends upon a few things that happen in the next 6 months or so. So I'm going to leave that open for now and maybe check back in with it in 6 months. To me, these time frames are more important and useful. So I definitely gravitate towards these frames because I know like what I can accomplish in that time period and what I hope to accomplish in that time period. So then over here, as I said, this is the game changer goal. And the instructions read that this is the goal that would have the most positive impact on your life right now. Write this down, put the due date, and then brainstorm the steps you would need to accomplish that goal. This is always the hardest one for me because I'm like, I want to do all of them. But, it does actually help to do this game changer thing. And if you are like, well, what about my other goals and game changer, doing the game changer exercise with them in the New Year, New Goals sticker book. I'm not sure if I have any examples of this anymore. I feel like I used them all. They have these little stickers where you can list out a goal and then the action steps and then the progress bar. So it's kind of like a game changer roadmap. So if you wanted to, you could do this every month, or you could, once you've done the first one, you could slap a sticker on and like brainstorm again for a new goal. So you're not limited to just this one little game changer map. But it is designed to propel you, toward one of these goals that you set. So I'm looking here at my list for 6 months in particular. I'm thinking what I will put, because I know the steps for it, is prep for Archer. And due date, I'm going to put his due date. We'll see. We'll see if he comes when he comes, but that's no later than March 4th is when he's coming. So there's a few things I know I need to do. I need to unpack his boxes. And these are just, what's in his boxes are like things left over from my daughter that he'll reuse. And then we need to put his crib together. We need to reset up the bassinet. I'm going to go ahead and put order breast pump just to say like, yeah, I already did that. What else? I need to do some food prep closer to his due date, obviously. And then we need to pack our hospital bags. Let me think here. Any more prep for him? I think just there's like I want to set up like little baby areas on every floor of the house so I have somewhere to put him down if I need to, like especially when I'm watching my daughter as well. So I just would kind of like to figure out where I'm gonna put those things. And then I think the only other thing that I can think of is the Brezza. And I think, I'll put, I have a little like cart that I keep supplies on, outfits and diapers and things like that. It'd be nice to have one downstairs stocked with things that he needs, because I have his room up here on the 3rd floor. So yeah, so this is the prep for Archer that needs to happen, because a lot of the other things I want to do in my maternity leave are not the end of the world if I don't get to them. Obviously, plenty of this stuff too, we can wing it if we have to, but it does make me feel a lot less anxious if I feel prepared for a new child. So getting these things done would make me feel very ready for him and take some of that like anxiety you have with a new kid off the table. So that would be the game changer goal. It would definitely have a positive impact on my life to be ready for him. And these other things are either happening, have happened, or will happen. And the maternity leave goals is the only thing that I probably have to put like some effort into. But I can also, as I said, break that down like I do with my game changer goal, using the stickers or not, as I prefer. So that's what I've decided to do. So let me go ahead and pop some cute stickers on here. You can see how long I've had this sticker book because of the 2021 reference. So I'm, obviously not going to be using that one. But yes, I have had the sticker book for a while. It's lasted a good long while. That's why I kind of like Passion Planner sticker books, because they, even though they are expensive compared to some sticker books, they last a while. I mean, you guys, those of you who follow this channel know that I use stickers a lot. I love stickers. But I still clearly have plenty to choose from. So it's just kind of nice because you get a lot of bang for your buck. A lot of bang for your buck. These cute little stars. Put that there. And I like this little snake. Snaky. These colors are just so pretty. You can. I'm gonna put this little wand next to that. And I like this little yas. I like this little yas moon. That's cute. Yeah, I think that looks really cute. And then maybe what I'll do is, I think this Tombow, whoops, this is not the best like pen storage system that I have. Let me see if this is, I did do my color swatches. So this is 665. It's this very bright purple. It's purpley pink. I'm looking. This Bic is kind of close. A little lighter. A little too pink. The mild lighter purple, maybe. No, I'm just gonna use this Tombow and call it a day. Okay, so I'm just adding like a little bit of color with the pen end of the Tombow. Come in here and add a little bit of zhuzh to my boxes. So if you are interested in further exploring the potential impact these roadmaps have on my life in particular, as I said, I'm going to try to link that video to my overview of roadmaps in the description of this video. So I just kind of go through and show you my old roadmaps and talk about whether or not I met any of the goals I set in those roadmaps. I thought it was a kind of a fun video because I have been using Passion Planners for almost as long as they've existed. I wasn't, I think, with the Kickstarter initially. I was like a year after that, but you know, a pretty good amount of time. So I clearly love them. So I did host New Year's Day brunch. We're going to visit her soon. Yes. Yeah. And I did order my breast pump. All right. On a roll, y'all. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching this plan with me, essentially, with the Passion Roadmap. I hope you found it interesting, and I'd love to know in the comments if you're using a roadmap this year. You know, how do you approach it? Do you do something similar by starting out with Lifetime and kind of working backwards? Or do you start with the 3-month or 6-month increment and go forward? Do you make your goals align in this way with your Lifetime goals or not? I would just love to know how you do it. And if you have a video of yourself putting one together, please share it with me. I would love to watch these things, and I don't always know when things get posted. So if you can put it in a comment for me, I would love to watch your video. Or if you just have a picture of it that you're sharing somewhere else, like on the community page or Instagram or wherever, I would love to see your roadmap. So thank you so much for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Stay tuned. I have some more fun planning videos for you coming up. So I hope to be able to share with you my January plan with me and other things. Hope your new year is going well so far. Take care. Bye.